Good morning, everybody. Good morning, humanity, and everybody in humanity, which must be everybody because that's humanity. It's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody, my name's Paul.
Oh, good morning, humanity and
Are
Paul.
you sure it's humanity? Are you humanity? Am I humanity? Where
I,
is
I don't know. I
humanity?
think I'm a pod child.
Hey, if you're part of humanity, put a comment in the section. Let us know that you're part of humanity. Let's get some comments going up. Yes, I am humanity.
Yes.
Take some responsibility. That's because
Ooh,
what we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about how BioTouch can help us take responsibility. And so we're going to start this show off. If you have any ideas or thoughts about responsibility, hey, just comment there. Uh, Go to our website, send us an email about responsibility. It can be as short or as long as you want, but we're going to share with you how BioTouch and responsibility work together. And the first thing we're going to share, Bev, is our manual. Not our manual, this is our vision and mission statement. And Bev, who is the president of the organization, is going to have the honor to read our mission statement as we show it up here.
I do. And this is our vision statement to encourage all people to take responsibility for their own health care, empower them to assist others, and create a community of people worldwide dedicated to service, self awareness, and recognizing the equality of all humanity, thus forming a chain which shall go on indefinitely. Woo,
There you go. Encourage people to take
just says it all,
responsibility.
doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's interesting when you put that responsibility with the equality and the chain. So let's talk about how BioTouch can help us take responsibility and what do we even mean by responsibility?
Wow, yeah. I mean, I've always thought about that as the big R word. What it's almost like responsibility comes with maturity. And I don't mean aging, I mean awareness. This is, when we talk about biotouch and responsibility, you look at that whole process of becoming, because biotouch, as we know, begins with touching on the body, which is what? The holder of everything, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. It is the vehicle that holds the trauma, the memories
Right.
at the cellular level, right?
It's our
This is what
humanity.
is, yeah, of humanity.
Yeah.
And every single one of us has that body. So, this is what we share in this group called humanity, the oneness of us all. So, with BioTouch, that's why we say BioTouch can change our lives, because that loving touch has the power to like spark awake at the cellular level the body, but then over time it begins to stimulate those other parts of ourselves. When you're not conscious, or you're not self-awareness, you're not expected in the great essence of things to know how to take responsibility for anything. You're
Right.
just in survival mode.
And that's what we're taught in the masses of society. We've been taught from the beginning, do this, do that. I was reading this thing today where a teacher says, pay attention to the child, right? And
Right.
what they're not realizing is the child is paying attention. The so-called distraction, the bird singing or the plane flying, that's where their attention is at. They're happy in that mode. And we're trying to say, pay attention. Well, they are paying it. So we're taught to move what we think is attention to a conflict, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's interesting because the word, instead of attention, when you begin to have self awareness, the word changes into focus. There's a big difference right there. When you are, BioTouch helps us to begin to focus to look at and to register what's happening in not just our body, but I'm working with a woman here that's just in awe of how
Right.
her life on all levels it's changing. She can't get over it. She goes, there's been nothing else but BioTouch. I have to assume it's BioTouch that's doing this. And what is she doing? The more that she becomes aware of herself, then she becomes aware of her place in the whole, this this circle,
Right.
uh, that community that she really belongs to, and we've all belonged to this community, whether it's registered or not. When I'm sorry, but when you become self-aware, that responsibility starts coming in loud and strong. And this is what self-awareness slash responsibility. You cannot contribute to anybody else without taking responsibility for that action.
Right. And so that's interesting that our mission statement has it here again to encourage all people to take responsibility for their own healthcare, empower them to assist others, and create a community of people worldwide dedicated to service and self awareness. So
There it is.
that first step of responsibility for our own healthcare. And so that's what we're
Yeah.
relating to with BioTouch. And that's just a small step because that's what we're all worried about in this body. The body suffers. It has a
Yeah.
pain, it gets a cold, you turn on TV, you're being inundated with viruses here and there, what to do, what not to do. BioTouch can really give you the opportunity, as Bev was just sharing, to come into your own and to know what you need to do. What's going to work for you, not based on anybody's judgment of you or ideology that they have. And we're being inundated with this massive social media. We're being bombarded with things.
Oh, the social dilemma.
Yeah, the social dilemma. So we really enjoy BioTouch helping people take responsibility for their own healthcare, especially as you're working with your healthcare provider.
I want to inject something here that is like an evolutionary process. If every single one of us that comes here has a specific responsibility to contribute to humanity, whether you think so or not, the important first step is that you become self-aware in order to grow and to evolve, to progress, so that you can eventually step into that purpose, that responsibility that you're here for. It's not just the will of something, or maybe you're a victim or whatever. We all came back to serve, loving serve here. So whether you think so or not, the whole process is to awaken you so that you can take up your responsibility here. There's nothing else going on. This is why BioTouch is so powerful.
Right.
It's such an amazing gift that really, really, on all those levels, not just here, not just there, on all of our parts,
Right.
our total beingness, it awakens us into what we call self-awareness. It encourages that at the body, at the cellular level, and then on all these other. This is a really serious tool here that is here for all of us.
And that's interesting. One of the things I've always said to people is, I didn't really get involved with BioTouch because bodies got better. I got involved because it helped us wake up to who we
Right.
were and what is our purpose here? What's our responsibility to ourselves? And when we take that responsibility, people say, "Well, that's such an ego trip." When you take responsibility for yourself and your path here, you're taking responsibility for everybody.
Right.
It can't help but grow. And so BioTouch, that greeting, I'm telling that little greeting brings people into this wow. And that wow is where the change happens in the deepest seat of consciousness, as we were told by a neuroscientist. That's where change happens. And so, if we could get more people to just do BioTouch, even just the greeting, like we've said, right below that, we'll show you the greeting, then we'd all start taking, we'd wake up a little bit to that. And, we might have gone years of not doing this operation that we were told to do. And all of a sudden, and I worked with this guy who had throat cancer. He spent years saying, no, I'm not going to deal with the medical system. And through his time with BioTouch, he started to understand a responsibility because he started to relate to people. He started to find out people cared about him. He started to find out he cared about people, and he decided, I'm going to go take care of this and have an operation and do the chemo. And because he continued to do BioTouch with that awareness, he got better and better, and he became the senior racquetball champ for the state of Hawaii. All through his own taking responsibility for his own health care and working with whatever tools he could find.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. That's amazing. But that's what's possible. People are like, oh, what? Yeah, why not? The body is capable of, if it's capable of bringing, of holding a crisis, it is capable of bringing us into a wholeness out of that crisis.
Right.
And so once the other word that comes to me, it's amazing. People take responsibility. Oh, that's such a ugh word, but really, that is a word that holds loving service. When you're able to take responsibility for your own health care, the quality of your life, and you begin to spread that around, what happens is you and I have talked about this, affluency. That's such a beautiful word, because when you are affluent, your life takes on a whole nother measure of light and blessings. I'm telling you, BioTouch is capable of starting us on that path, or I wouldn't be here.
Right. Exactly. I mean, who was I talking to? A friend of mine had, been doing this for 33 years. Bev and I have been doing this show for 5 years. And, to say the same thing, we wouldn't be doing this if we haven't seen the results. And what's nice is you can see the results. Taking responsibility means you don't have to go seek for a BioTouch practitioner. You don't need to look up, where can I find somebody to do this for me? No, I'm sorry. Taking responsibility means go onto our website, learn how to do the greeting. We're going to show it to you here, and do it. Just try it. It can't hurt. It doesn't cost you. It'll take 30 seconds. That's taking responsibility. And our job is just to give this to you.
Right, right. And hearing you say all that, it's no wonder people go, what?
What?
No. Yes.
Right. It can't be that simple.
Part. If you need BioTouch and there is no one in your community that is doing BioTouch, you need to learn it, the sets that you need. You need to teach somebody in your family so they can do it on you.
Right.
You're not going to get away with, I can't.
Right.
Not with us.
No. And we're here. You can call us and tell us we're full of BS. You can send us an email at office@justtouch.com.
We'll take responsibility.
You can go onto our website. You can post here in the comments that, you guys are hogwash here.
Full of it.
Put us in a corner. We love corners.
Yeah.
2 areas here. We'll
fight our way out with love.
But really, here we're going to show you how to do the greeting. We encourage you, and even if you're listening to this on a podcast, you can listen to how to do the greeting. It is so simple. It can be taught over a telephone, through our videos. So let's just show you how to do the greeting, and that is right here.
The greeting is always performed at the beginning of each session. It's the only set that uses one hand, and the only set that indicates which hand to use. The greeting is performed with the dominant hand. If you are right-handed, use your right hand. If you are left-handed, use your left hand. The greeting is made by touching at point 1, which is in the fleshy area just below the bottom of the breastbone or sternum. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. Then, with the same 2 fingers, touch point 2 on the back. To find point 2, look for the big bone at the base of the neck. From here, move 1 to 1.5 inches to the left. This is point 2. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds.
Boom. That's it. And a little later on, the little son comes in and does it too. So it's a family thing. It's taking I mean,
it's a family affair.
As parents, we always take responsibility to nurture our children, to feed them, to clothe them, to educate them. Well, let's put BioTouch into that. Now, I always say to people, make BioTouch as important as brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
You know, we do that because
it's the first aid kit in your family.
Yes, it's just that easy to do. You know, I become tongue-tied with how easy.
I know. It's like, come on,
people. We have other ways to learn this also. We have a workshop coming up, and this particular workshop that's coming up on the 26th is going to be on GERD and hiatal hernia with a Suzanne Schlacks. And she's a PA, has been working with these situations, I guess, for the past few years. And that's free live stream on Facebook and YouTube now. We actually are posting this on a live stream with YouTube for those who don't have Facebook. And our next training is coming up on the 17th of August. It's a Tuesday. It's going from 9 a.m. to 4:30. And, you know, continuing education credits for massage therapists, nurses, and doulas. 8 CE credits for $60. Real easy to do. I just got, I'm going to go do a little presentation with a doula certification program that's happening in Hawaii.
So excited.
At the time I'm going to be there. Yeah. And this woman who they run a program out of, it's based in New York, but they have global kinds of meetings. And she's just really excited about the way we present BioTouch, not to make a lot of money, but to empower people to take responsibility.
Step up into your responsibility and do it with love.
Yes. Yeah. You know? This is not about really conflict. Important. Yes.
No.
Not at all. You know,
love.
It's I always used to write, we're just all bozos on the boat, and we each have our story to write. And there is no right or wrong story. It's just your story.
Yeah.
And, you know, we can call it his story or her story or...
Oh, aren't you clever? Our story.
Our story. Humana story.
Whoa, it's 10:20, I think.
That's right. So let us know what your story is. Let us know how we can help you. We're here. We are joyous in sharing BioTouch with all of you out there.
And that's our responsibility, isn't it?
Yes, it is our responsibility.
We take that very seriously.
We do. And we love it. We're happy in that responsibility. So join us in that. Thank you, Bev, very much for another week.
Thank you, Paul.
Yes. And we'll see you all next week. If you'd have something that you'd like us to talk about, just let us know. Drop us an email, office@justtouch.com. And here we have Horace Barnes' song, Take Away the Pain.
I can feel the pain in sunshine or rain. So it's not caused by the weather, but it doesn't hurt that much after I feel your loving touch and we spend some time together. You take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. You take my pain away.